Hello, welcome to today's beta testing. Today with me today is the Heavens Compass team. It's a great FPS game, and with me today is also like team member from Heavens Compass. It's Mo. Could you tell our audience about who you are and the overall introduction of the project, please, Mo?
Yeah, of course, sure. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the stream, and thank you, Charles, also for having me today. My name is Mo. I am the CTO and lead game developer at Ghost Ivy Studio, and we are working on our latest title called Haven's Compass, which is a futuristic first-person shooter game with blockchain elements in it, basically. Haven's Compass is a different product compared to other games on the market, especially on the Web3 space. The difference is that we are targeting mainly Web2 plus Web3 players. And the way we handle the blockchain side of things is that it's part of the back end. So, for example, when you play any multiplayer game, you really don't think what the back end code is written, right? How it's written, how it's functional, which language it is. It's all like it doesn't really matter to the player. And we see the blockchain as being a technology that should be hidden in the back end, not slapped in the face of the player. So right now, whenever you try a typical Web3 game, you go ahead and you'll have to go with different hurdles. For example, creating a wallet, remembering your seed phrase, your password, and then you'll have to connect the wallet, fill it with gas, and that can take for non-experienced Web3 players up to like a day or something just to set up all of these things. And maybe the game is not that fun in the end, right?
Yeah.
So with our game, you only create an account. We create a wallet for you in the background, and that's it. We handle all the gas fees for you, handle everything for you, just as a normal exchange wallet, for example, as a comparison or a custodial wallet. And we really focus on the game itself. As we mentioned, the blockchain is just something in the back end that is powering the game, powering the technology itself. Haven's Compass is a very creative game. It's created on the Unreal Engine 5, and it's using all the latest technologies from ray tracing, Lumen, to Nanite, so that we can give you the best game experience you could have from a game point of view.
Yeah, I think, guys, if you haven't played the game yet, you can watch the trailer about the game. It's super fun, and also, as Moore mentioned, it's definitely a top-edge game. Like the graphic side, the gameplay, and also the mechanism. All of those things are well designed, and it's rare in this time and age to see a Web3 game so polished, and definitely Heaven's Compass is one of them. So we're gonna do a live stream with you guys to showcasing the game, and also there's some surprise that we prepared. We're gonna have like 10 product key for everyone who attending for today's stream. We're gonna tell you the rule how to get the lucky draw throughout the live stream. So stay tuned for that. So more. Shall we start again and play a little bit, and also showcasing the game mechanism, and also let the gamers know about the behind the scene of the game, please?
Sure. Or if you want, we can start with the trailer.
Yeah, for sure.
So that they can have a more broad idea. Then we can jump into the gameplay and discuss the game itself.
Nice. We'll do that. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, that's not. Come on. I can do that. I can do that.
No, I stop sharing my screen.
Nice, very epic. Yeah, I think we are talking to the right guy though. More since you are the CTO of the game. I think from the graphic standpoint and also from I know there's a shaking movements like there's a like realism design in mind. You definitely pay a lot of attention on those details. Tell us share with us some behind the things like how long do you design this game like and how much effort have you put into this game?
Yeah, so basically, let me first tell you a little bit about my experience. So I've worked a lot in the VR space, and one of the projects that I worked with was for the military, actually, and it was a shooting simulator. The idea behind it was to create a serious game. So a serious game is a type of game that is not meant for fun. It's meant for more like training purposes. So it's like a game, but not to the seriousness of a simulator, let's say. And the idea behind it was to train, for example, police officers or soldiers on the basics of handling weapons and different situations, simulated situations, let's say, or scenarios, without wasting a lot of ammo. So, for example, imagine if a soldier is going to train, he's going to spend like 1,000 bullets until like he's decent with guns, let's say. So if you turn that into VR, you are saving a lot of money using that. And what we did is we used cutting edge technology with VR. We used an omnidirectional machine that will allow you to walk in your place, let's say.
Nice. Okay.
And at the same time, we used trackers on guns, and we used real guns, but we added like an airsoft mode, so that you can have real recoil. And the guns had like shock sensors, so that they can detect the bullets. So we created the most realistic, let's say, shooter game that you could ever play.
Wow.
It was for training purposes, of course. So having that experience, we tried to make the God in Heaven's Compass as realistic as possible. We paid a lot of attention to the game, to the gunplay itself. Taking in mind that the game is also futuristic. So, like we had also the excuse to say, we don't, for example, need that technology in the gun because, that's like, this gun is futuristic, right? So you can have like so when it comes to the timeline, the game is like 100 years from now. So there is some technology advancement in the gunplay in Heaven's Compass, but not as Halo, let's say. So it's not that futuristic. The gameplay itself, mixed with the gunplay, it's more of like Crisis. If you played Crisis, so you have abilities, but the focus really is on the gunplay itself. So you have only these abilities, like for example, the super jump, super sprinting, and we have a lot of more abilities planned. But they all like play in the gunplay itself. Not like a hero shooter where like your ability play like for example an equal role to the gunplay.
Nice. That's a very interesting story. Like you're actually making a VR game for. It's not even. I think it's beyond the normal VR game. It's just like a real simulator for soldiers to learn. I mean, now you're creating this game. It's just like. I mean, it's from like the extreme difficulty into like a commercial difficulty, right? I think that's the reason why the game itself looks so amazing. And yeah, if that's the case, I can definitely believe that the game itself is well designed, and also the graphic, all those stuff can be as realistic as possible. Yeah. Yeah. So like then I just want to pivot a little bit. Like when you design this game, why is it called Heaven's Compass, and also the story behind it. Like I think even though it's a first-person shooting, like normally when we play like Counter-Strike, we don't even care about the lore. But I still want to ask if there's anything like I think you definitely thought think through of this, like why you creating this game and also the story behind it?
Yeah. So when it comes to the story itself, the world setup is that the world is really screwed up, and there is not a lot of oxygen left on Earth, and like clean water, clean air can only found in places called havens. And as a soldier or as one of the characters, we have different characters, each with its own backstory. Each character is trying to find this haven, and to do that, they have this compass, which is why the game is called Haven's Compass. So they use this compass to find these havens that are scattered around, and there are a few of them left in the world. So outside of these havens, everybody needs to wear a mask just to breathe, to clean the air and everything. And it's really apocalyptic outside of these havens, and only like select few can actually enter these havens and live inside of them. Some characters are trying to do like a revolution against these havens because they are taking all the resources from everybody. Some characters, they just want to reach there just to find peace. So it really depends on your character, which you can explore. Of course, when the game is released, there will be a campaign mode for each character, and each character will have its own story arc.
Nice. So there will be a different character, right? Like you mean like a player can own different character, and they have different you know, the attributions, right? The attributes that they can have a different skills, right? Is that what you say?
Yeah, exactly. So for example, one of the characters that we have in the game right now is called the Vagabond. So his real name is not really known. Well, it's not revealed yet. He's half a robot, so you can call him a cyborg. And this is the main character that we are using. In a few weeks' time, we're also going to reveal a couple more characters. In total, we should have about 13. And of course, after that's like till the release date, and then after that, we'll be adding more character and exploring the lore of the game more as we add more content to it basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, how many years you have been developing this game, or how many months if that's the case?
So we started on it. We started really prototyping about last year, late last year, and we are having the release next month for the let's call it the open alpha for everybody.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a free to play. But of course, you will be able to buy like a deluxe edition or a standard edition or the collector's edition if you'd like. Of course, these collections are limited, and with them comes limited content in the game as well. For example, skins, weapons, and so on. And the way we handle it is that since, as I said, the game is powered by the blockchain. So imagine if you buy a game on Steam, but the game key itself is an NFT, where you can also trade it, for example, or buy it from somebody else. So that thing will apply to our game keys. That's why we don't like to call them NFTs. We call them game keys, actually.
Okay.
But they are actually NFTs in the background. And for example, if you buy the collector's edition and you get the special skins or the special weapons that comes with it, that's going to be the only way to get these skins. So for example, with Call of Duty, for example, if you remember, they had like this powerful skin, this like skin that you can only get if you complete this extremely hard mission. And people were like grinding to get that skin. And if somebody saw you with that skin, it's like a prestige, like, hey, I completed that mission. So you look at my unique skin, right?
Yeah.
But after that, people in the store. So then everybody had it. And I felt like a little bit mad because, hey, like I grind a lot to get it, and now everybody can just buy it, right?
Yeah.
So when you have the game keys as NFTs, we prevent all of that, because when you get the skins that are related to the edition that you got, is like a limited supply of it, then that's the only way to get it. So let's say in 2 years' time, we will have maybe different editions of the game, but that skin that you guys can get now is gonna be very limited, very scarce, which will also like increase the value of it, of course.
Nice. Nice. You also mentioned, like, since we're gonna do the raffle, like do the lucky draw, to send some you know, the product key, as you say, game key to our community. Is also are they also like the limited, as you mentioned, like a very exclusive and limited, right? Nice.
Yes, they are getting one of these limited collections.
Great, great. Can't wait for that. I'm gonna. I mean, I won't cheat, but I still want to have the game key for sure. So I think that's a great take, like like a quite innovative like take on NFT. I think previously we saw like games developing the games based on the NFT as their character. When they purchase in the NFT, they can join in the game with a certain character. But you guys kind of take a different route. Like we all know how much people spend in how much money do gamers spend in the skin, right? Changing the skin, changing the characters, like exterior, and you guys kind of taking into account of that, and also like change the the narrative for the NFTs for sure. That's quite innovative. Why is that? Like, is there any reason that you don't want to take the like traditional, I think the traditional NFT route, but choosing like the game key, like if you want to have a different games key, you can have this NFT.
Yeah, mainly because I believe traditional doesn't always mean right. Traditional means it's just like an answer. Like the first answer you got is, and if you get with it, that's traditional way, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's completely the correct way. As a developer, I believe that NFTs are the future, but sadly they have like a bad reputation among Web2 players. So we are trying to change that. And the way we are doing it is, for example, when you put vegetables in your kids' food without them knowing, because vegetables are good for them, we are doing the same thing. We are hiding NFT elements or collection elements in our games. And if you're a completely Web2 player, you don't really see anything related to the blockchain unless you really want to. So, for example, you can go to our website, create an account with your email, and just download and play a game. That's it. As a Web2 player, you play it as a normal game. As a Web3 player, you can go to the marketplace in the future, and then you can buy weapons, sell your own weapons, and so on.
Yeah, that's a great take. I think, because I saw many games already, like and also since we collaborated with like almost 100 games now. I think this is the first time I saw any like games actually releasing the product key as the scheme, but also for free to play for everyone. I think I don't know like the future of the Heavens Campus, but I applaud, and also I mean I'm kind of inspired by you guys, where you guys are trying to to take a different route. So like prop for you guys to be brave. So shall we try the game now? Like, is it live already? Like, I think we're gonna definitely see some gameplay, right, today?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I also asked one of my colleagues, who's also the lead artist, to join me. So he's already hosting a server. So let me try and find that. If you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see you. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me join him. Of course.
By the way, can we go back to the starting point? Like, there's a different mode for the game right now, right?
Yeah. So currently we have the multiplayer, which is now accessible only as the free for all.
Yeah.
And we are using this mode basically just to test and verify all the gameplay mechanics, which takes me to the different point, which is when you get the key, either if you win it today in today's stream, or if you buy the game itself, you also get access to something we call the developers DAO. Where you can join and you can actually test the game through with us, play with us, the developers, and help shape the future of the game itself. By testing the different mechanics, it just changes, and these changes can be voted on in the developers DAO, and then we will simply do them. So it's a way to get the community involved in the development itself. And that's why we have the free-for-all mode right now, is just to test and verify all the core gameplay mechanics from shooting to movement and everything.
Great.
And other than that, we have the extraction mode.
Yeah. Okay. I think we lost Moore's voice again. Yo, is it shaking now? Guys, sorry for the technical difficulty. We found that the gameplay itself can be like very low resolution, and you guys can not even hear what I say. So we're gonna play we're gonna use a different way to showcase it again. Sorry for the technical difficulty. We're trying to fix it right now. But in the meantime, you can stay. We're gonna showcase it again later, but also there will be the free draw, the lucky draw. You're gonna get like 10 FPS, 10 game key as mentioned by Mo. So you'll be able to play the game and also be and own this exclusive game key to showcase in your style. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for your waiting. So maybe we can talk about the game. Like, what do you guys think about this game at the moment? Like after showcasing the gameplay and also a little bit of the mechanism of the game. We can also share some trailer if you like to watch the game, to watch the how it look like again. Here.
In the year 2140, the world has changed. The line between real and virtual has become blurred, and the only way to survive is to adapt. In our world, you don't have to worry about the technicalities of Web3. We take care of everything, so you can focus on what really matters. The game. Haven's Compass is not your ordinary FPS game. It's a world where tactics and strategy reign supreme. Each character in Haven's Compass is equipped with a robotic spine that can be upgraded with different attachments, higher jump, armor, speed, and much more. But each attachment comes with a price. Once turned on, it only stays active for a limited time, forcing every player to think critically about when and how to use it. And let's not forget the weapons. Designed with realism in mind, these weapons are imagined for the year 2140. The movement is flexible, with climbing and tactical aiming, giving you the power to clear rooms and take down your enemies with ease. Haven's Compass is the ultimate first-person shooter game in Web3. It's a world of competition and tactics where only the strongest will survive. Get ready to experience the adventure of a lifetime. Haven's Compass, the game that will take you to new heights. Are you ready to join the adventure?
Yeah, super sick trailer, and also it's actually a real gameplay, as Mo has already showed to you guys, like in his map. It's as Mo has mentioned, they have a different mode of it, like and also there's a different mechanism. As a character, you can dash, you can super jump. There's a stomach for you to take care of, and also for sure it's a shooting game. So the mechanic of the shooting, the feedback is as real as mentioned, like it's like a Web2 AAA games quality. Yeah, for sure is that. Yeah, looks like it was just muted on my side. For sure, for sure. Leo, do you want to join the conversation for a little bit while we're waiting for more to join again? Or maybe not. Okay, I'm gonna check. Guys, stay tuned for the lucky draw. We're gonna do that in about 20 minutes, if that's the case. And also we're gonna talk with the more about the CTO of Heaven's Campus about what are we gonna do next. I think it's a high quality game. We really want to showcasing the game, the quality of it. So we will try to do that as good as we can. I like gun game with gun, yeah, for sure. By the way, you can head to okay. I think hi Mo. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I think from the viewer's point of view, the live stream can be very laggy. Maybe we can do that like the games, the game sharing again, like from the Streamlabs. And apparently the voice cannot work here. Maybe you need to join with your phone as well. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now more.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulty. We thought we solved that, but apparently no.
Yeah, no worries. So let me share my screen from my
Yeah,
computer.
yeah. Thank you for your patience, by the way. And also thank everyone who tuning in and to be patient with us. It's definitely a great quality game. Um, see, why is that talking there?
So
Okay,
I hope
okay.
the frame rate is better.
Yeah. It's definitely
It's
better,
definitely
but
better, but
there's an
there's an
echoing.
echoing.
But it's okay.
But
It's
it's
okay.
okay.
We can.
Yeah, sure. So this
This
is
is
map, the
the
Kila
Kila
in
in
or in
or
Hindu
in Hindu.
is a fortress, and this place is depicted upon a real
Sorry,
place
Mo.
called
I have
Jal
to
Mahal.
interrupt you. I think you are sharing the screen of the Discord.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Yeah. It's just a CARV Discord, so it's a free promo for us. Nice. Yeah, we're getting
How
back to the
how
game
about
now.
now?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying this place is depicted upon a real place called Jal Mahal. It's in India,
Yeah.
and it's like a temple in the middle of a sea or like a lake.
Mm.
And sometimes the water can go very low, and it can really reveal like a road
Oh.
leading to the temple. Yeah, and sometimes the temple can be half submerged in water. So yeah, I just fall to my death. Yeah, so this map is, in size is can be compared to shipment from Call of Duty.
Uh-huh.
So it's a really small map, and it's meant to be cramped with like only 8 players. If you want, like non-stop action, let's say.
Yeah.
It's you can also see all these neons. So it's also like a cyberpunk depiction of this old temple.
Nice. Yeah, more. I think from my side, the gameplay is still a little bit choppy. I think, yeah. So, but we can see like there's a neo thing here. Is that a choice that you guys go with it? Like you think crashing or combining the neo design with the kind of quite a traditional, quite like ancient um, landscape is a good mix of the like futuristic gaming.
Yeah, exactly. And we're also trying to build a game where the places and the characters also like represents the community itself.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of our community from the Middle East. That's why we had the Dubai map, and we also have a lot of our community from India.
Mm.
That's why we decided to go with with the Jal Mahal depiction of for this map, for example.
Nice.
And soon we are also having a map in Brazil. It's gonna be called the Favelas, and we still did not reveal that, so stay tuned for that release later on. So let me
Nice.
just
For sure.
start the game real quick.
Yeah, I think that's like taking the audience in mind when you design the game, right? Like, do you feel like what kind of what elements of the game do you think would appeal most of the target audience that you guys are actually marketing for?
So for example, the characters, we have also characters from Brazil, from India,
Mhm.
and from the Middle East, Asia, and so on.
Nice.
And each will come with their own abilities. Of course, if you join our developers DAO, you'll be able to help us, shaping these abilities and put them all together.
Hmm, nice. Yeah. Did you encounter any challenges or difficulties when you developing the game? I think you don't. You guys are like like expert in designing the games, like as you mentioned about your previous experience. Um, but I think developing a Web3 game, is there any like problems that you guys encountered?
Of course, we are building on a blockchain called SWI, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a relatively new blockchain that went live like few months ago. And of course,
Mm-hmm.
developing on such a new technology has its own challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a programmer, sometimes you go to Stack Overflow, try to find a solution, but that's
Mm-hmm.
not the case, with new technologies. So like the slightest bug can take you hours to solve.
Yeah.
And of course, building a multiplayer game is like a huge task on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we'll have features working great, but then when they test them in multiplayer, they are not working.
Yeah, for sure. I think yeah, I used to program a lot, but I know the especially for the like new technology, right? Especially in blockchain technology, it's a cutting edge. There's so many new stuff happening. In the meantime, it also means that the developing resources like the documentations and also the support from the other programmers, those things are lack of. So it's definitely hard for developers programmers to develop in this environment, and you guys are doing it right now. And also like from the game itself, it looks super sharp, and it looks slick. Yeah, I think you guys definitely put a lot of effort into it. Um, yeah, so I also want to ask you about like a first-person shooting game. It's the game that I think every gamer is quite familiar with, right? Like starting from the Counter Strike, and also now like very popular, uh, the the Fortnite, all those streamers love the games. Why do you guys still like stick with the FPS? Like, is there any reason why you guys? I mean, for sure you have the previous experience, but I think you are also capable to developing other games. But why is that? Like, why do you stick with this the FPS genre?
Well, I think like anybody can make an FPS, right? But
Mhm.
not all games are successful.
Yeah.
So really hungry right now. So I'm gonna give you a good example. So
Mhm.
everybody can make pizza, right?
Yeah.
But you only go to those places that make good pizza.
Yeah.
Uh, Same fashion, everybody can make his own recipe for the game itself. And if it's a fun game, people will play it. And when it comes to Heaven's Compass, we know that there is no way to compete with, for example, Call of Duty, where they have
Mhm.
like, minimum hundreds of millions in marketing budgets.
Yeah.
So that's why we picked a niche market. For example, the Middle East, let's say, there are like 100 million player in the Middle East. 60% of them don't even speak English, right? And the same thing can be said about, for example, India, Asia, and so on. So we are trying to make this experience, localize it for everybody, and not just like in terms of translation, also in terms of content itself.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think yeah, the segmentation of the audience and also the content itself is a there's still left a lot of space for newcomers to explore, and I'm happy to see that you guys are stick with it, and also the analogy that you had with the pizza making. Yeah, even though we eat pizza for thousands of years now, but still we know a good pizza is hard to make, especially nowadays, right? I think, yeah. Yeah, so I also want to ask you something like quite a personal, like a personal level. Like, what's your favorite kind of genres of game? Like, and also talk about like what kind of games that you are looking for in your free time. Like, what game you are most enjoyed playing recently?
Um, yeah, so sadly, I'm not enjoying games as much as I used to. Uh, let's
Yeah,
say back to the
especially
pizza
development
example.
game.
Back to the pizza example. Even if you eat a very good pizza, if you are a chef, because you know how it tastes, you're less impressed with it, right? So
Mhm.
whenever I play a game, I see something that is cool, but hey, like I know how it's done, right? So
Yeah,
it doesn't have that magic anymore that I used to have with games when I was a little kid.
yeah.
Uh, when it comes to my favorite games, uh, I'm a really hardcore player, and my favorite genre is the Souls burn genre. So Dark
Mhm.
Souls, Bloodborne,
Oh, Dark
and
Soul, I like that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's super hardcore though.
yeah. I guess what's nice about it is that it doesn't it's like spoon feed the player.
Mhm.
Like it lets you go on your own, learn from your own mistakes.
Yeah.
Instead of slapping like 100 UI notification in your face.
Yeah, I think the philosophy behind the game developing, there's two kind of like, I mean, methodology or philosophy. You can whatever you want to say it. The first one is to cater the consumer's need, right? Like it's just make you satisfied, make you feel great. Even your real life can be sucked, but you still enjoy the game because it provides something that you cannot achieve in your life, and those things are just like pure satisfaction. Like like what kind of games I'm talking about. It's not nothing wrong with it, but it's just that's the route they take. But there's another genres of the game is like the Dark Soul, like the Elden Ring, and I think you guys are doing it as well. Is that the game itself can foster you to become better, right? Like can help you. You train yourself. You become something new, something like you challenge yourself to become something better. I think that's the spirit of different genres of game. I think for FPS, it's definitely the second one, right? Uh, for sure, in the beginning, you if you might miss some robots when you play with the bots, you will find very satisfying. But in the end, it's just about your skill. You have to train your skills, right? Like there's limitations, there's some reflection, all those things are taken considered. So yeah, I think yeah, I agree with you. Like Elden Ring, Dark Soul is a refreshing to play those games, especially nowadays. Everyone playing the mobile game is just satisfy your needs, but they
Of course, yeah.
challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes to Dark Souls or Elden Ring, so if you face a very hard boss
Hmm.
and your strategy is not working, you can try changing it, right?
Hmm.
Trying different strategies and so on. but I feel that really doesn't exist in FPS games. So that's why we added all of these abilities, but with the focus on the gunplay. So they can help you building your own strategy. So, for example, in the future, when we have like 10 abilities, and when you face like a group of new players, you really don't know what abilities they have, right? So
Mhm.
there's gonna be the element of surprise, like who's gonna beat who, and maybe it goes down to the abilities where it saves you or it makes you lose, basically.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so at the moment, I think Heaven's Compass will be a multiplayer game, like the first-person shooting game. Do you guys consider to? I mean, it's hard to gather a room of friends to play, online nowadays. What's your thought behind it? Like, is there any other mode that you are developing right now?
So yeah, as I mentioned, currently we have only the free for all, and as I said, the purpose of this mode is just to test the gameplay mechanics, the core movement, core shooting,
Yeah.
and so on. But the let's say the greater plan is to have an extraction mode. So you will drop into a big map, and you'll have to loot, pick up weapons, and then try to extract, basically. Now, the
Yeah.
interesting thing, and where the NFTs will come into play, is that everything in the game will be an NFT. So, for example, if you pick a weapon, you can turn it into an NFT. If you find a scope, that's going to be an NFT on its own. But then you
Mhm.
can combine them into one NFT that will have greater value, for example, and more utility as you add it to the weapon, like other attachments and so on. And if you get defeated, like somebody else shoots you, and your NFTs will get dropped. So in that case, if nobody picks them up, these NFTs will be lost forever, like burned.
Mhm.
And if somebody else picks them, they will become the owner of these NFTs. So whenever you deploy into a new match, you have to be careful about the weapons that you are taking because you might lose them forever. And
Huh.
if you are a very skilled player, then that means you can actually get a lot of NFTs for free. And the
Wow.
map is going to be very big, and some players will be looting, some players will be waiting at the extraction point so that they can kill players that already looted everything.
Yeah. That's interesting. Like, so each match, you will have some looting mechanism. Like, you can find some NFTs and equip them. But once the game, like this match, has been over, will you keep all those NFT into a next match?
If you extracted, yes. So if you
Yes.
successfully escaped, you'll keep them.
Okay. Oh, so
Yeah,
once you, oh yeah, for sure. Like, if you escape, then you will keep it. Otherwise, so most majority of the gamers will just lose everything, right? Because they, yeah, because it's a like a mini royal. Like, if you lose, you don't hold anything. Only the last winner can get it all, right?
exactly. And if you don't have any guns, you can grab a free gun, which is like a standard issue. But for
Mhm.
example, you can go with a free gun, and if you're a skilled player, you can kill another player, take their weapons,
Mhm.
maybe find attachments, upgrade them, and then sell them on the marketplace. And if you
Yeah.
are a whale, let's say, you can buy these weapons from the marketplace offered by other people and just play. So we are trying to incorporate all the play styles of different people.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. I can imagine like like for like as you mentioned that like for example when I can imagine like if I started the game, someone already bring a lot of stuff because he's the last winner of the match. He will be the focus point for everyone, right? Like people will attacking him first because he has all those equipment and there are also gonna be a looter, right? Like in the mini royal game, we are balancing those stuff because the purpose is to stay as long as possible. But for in this case, it will also encourage people to loot more because those are NFT. Uh, oh, but I mean, it's a royal, so in the end, it's only one guy can keep all the stuff. Oh. And it's also
Um,
have this like a mechanism of store, right? Like people purchasing stuff to enter the game.
exactly, yeah. And
Yeah.
as I said, if you are a Web2 player, you won't notice anything related to NFTs.
Mhm.
And if you are a Web3 player, like the world is your oyster.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting take. Yeah, I think this is might be the first time the mini royal, like a royal, like generals of game, equipped it with NFT and in this like very special way. Yeah, that's great. But from the technical side of the view, don't doesn't it make it like very costly for your team? Because as you mentioned, you guys gonna cover all the gas fee of the transaction, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not gonna be that costly since we are running currently on Sui, and Sui is built for video games basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like when as the level or game design changes, you can also reflect these changes on the metadata. And some interactions don't even cost you any gas fees. Yes, that's how we can afford doing such things.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's like 3 p.m. UTC time right now. We're gonna do a lucky draw. I think many of the this audience out there are willing to join the game right now to test it out. As I mentioned, Heaven's Compass is a great FPS game. It's developed by the expert. More here, join us. He is the previous like military VR game developer, and now he's developing a game for the consumer now. It's a great game. You guys can try it now. The game key like Heaven's Compass provided to you guys is limited, it's exclusive. Once the game fully launched, you will have some special usage of like utility of those NFT as well. So we're gonna start the lucky draw now. As
Yep.
I mentioned earlier, it's easy to win the game key just by typing your Discord handle. We're gonna reach out to you once we finish uh, the 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 live stream. The 10 of the players, the after we announce 3, 2, 1 surprise drop now, the first 10 players who put their names out there will be getting the game key. So,
Yep.
are you guys ready for that? If you guys ready,
Oh,
let's. What do you more? You what do you suggesting?
yeah. Also, one important note is that in the coming 2 months, we will be also releasing the Havens Compass token,
Hmm,
and having one of these NFTs is going to be an integral part of getting these tokens.
nice. We haven't talked a touch on the tokenomics part yet, but we're gonna definitely do that after we finish the lucky draw. So,
For sure.
so everyone's ready. Let's gonna. Our colleagues will help me to type 3, 2, 1. Surprise drop now, and then to do this countdown, the first 10 Discord handle will be picked up to become the winner. So, yeah, it's counting down now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Surprise draw now. Who will be the first turn? They're sending in the chat now. Great, great. Yeah, only tonight for sure. Chip down hard. Thank you guys. Oh, that's so many message right now. Great, great. We're gonna pick up like the first 10. I think there are already lots of Discord handle like spamming in the chat right now. Yeah, so please, first of all the audience out there, please join CARV's community and also join Heaven's Compass community as well. And we are distributing the game key to you by reaching out to you to DM you on the Discord channel. Not DM you. We'll be like releasing the winner list in the Discord channel, the reward announcement channel. So stay tuned on that, and you will get the free game key to join the game early, and also have some utility afterwards. Um, yeah. So more talk about the tokenomic part. You mentioned about the utility of the NFT, and also there will be a tokens release later. What are those tokens will be doing for the game, and also just about like how you thought went behind it. How do you guys design the tokenomics?
Yeah, so I can talk briefly about it when it comes to the utility.
Mm-hmm.
As for the tokenomics themselves, you can join our social media channels, Twitter and Discord, because this information will be announced soon in the coming days. As for the utility, this token is going to be used inside the game itself. So whenever you want to buy items from the or marketplace, and if you want to buy different stuff, for example, or sell items, you'll be trading in this currency, which then you can convert into real money, or other crypto, basically. We thought carefully about the tokenomics. We ran different simulations, like when it comes to games, because if the token price drops, then the interest in the game itself will also drop.
Mm-hmm.
So our main idea was to develop tokenomics to avoid this scenario at all costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Like that's well thought out tokenomics as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
For yeah. So, will you guys also introduce the staking mechanism? Like holding the NFT will also have like staking tokens or something.
We have plans for that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's gonna be, a sustainable form of staking,
Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
to also uh, affect other investors negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the main idea is that owning the NFT is gonna be a big role in the token sale that is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And our NFTs are priced as follows. So it's $20 for the standard edition, and 40 for the deluxe, and
Mm-hmm.
60 for the collectors. And
Mm-hmm.
as you can see, it's priced as an early access game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you pay 200, $500 for like any other NFT. So it's because what we are really selling is the game and the experience.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good saying. Like, where you really selling is the game and experience.
Yeah, and
Or
it's free to
the-
play.
yeah, free
So
to
if you don't
play.
want to just play and enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. Free to play, and also like players, and also the gaming experience in mind. And those are kind of a great way to like attract tons of traffic from the, and also attracts lots of hardcore gamers to join. I hope that Heaven's Compass will be stay strong, and also deliver like the royal game mode soon. I can't wait to participate. Guys, also we're gonna do a live stream tomorrow, and do to do the community gameplay of the Heaven's Compass. So if you have the game key tonight, you will be able to play the game. And I hope that you guys can also join the community live stream together. We can experience the game together. We can showcase in the game together. So, but I mean, I feel sorry that today we aren't be able to showcase in the game to the furthest extent. But tomorrow from our community, we'll definitely play the game to experience it. I will be live streaming in the Discord channel and also on the YouTube channel as well. Last things that I want to give the support for you. Do you have any shout out that you want to make? Anything that you want to tease our gamers, or anything that still in your chest that you want to release out? Now is a good time to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So mainly, it's the token that is coming. That is, we are really working hard on, in the background, and stay tuned to our social media, especially on Twitter and Discord. That's where our mainly announcing stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, guys, in the game night.
Yeah. Mo, are you really good at the first person shooting?
Well,
Are
I'm
you good
decent,
at game?
I'm the developer. I can give myself God mode if I want.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true. You will be cheating. I hope that's not you won't, but yeah, you have the ability to do that. Yeah. So I think we're gonna play the game together. I will also play with our community members to experience the game, and also to showcase in the game. I think it's a great game. As you guys already seen, it's a triple A leveled Web3 games. So it's a rare, very rare to see a high quality game like Heaven's Compass. So thank you so much for joining more, and also thank you the Heaven's Compass team to creating this great game for gamers to play with. We will distribute the rewards to all the gamers that's put their Discord handle into the chat. The 10 game key will distribute to you through the Discord channel. So stay tuned, follow us on Twitter, and also join our community for sure. And definitely subscribe on YouTube channel, because we're gonna have more events up running in recent weeks. So thank you more again for joining. I mean, we're gonna do the better showcasing. We
Yeah,
will find a way to showcasing again, and also have a better experience for you. Thank you so much
thank you.
for joining and sharing the insights with us.
And thank you for having me. And if you guys missed having on the game key draw, you can get one right now from our website, havenscompass.com.
Nice. Yeah, for sure. Go to Heaven's Compass website to find out there's a Genki there. Yeah. So thank you so much, Mo, and thank you everyone for tuning in for today's beta testing game night. We will have the community live stream tomorrow. You guys can see the games by yourself and also experience the game by yourself. So thank you everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, Mo. Bye bye everyone.